The supplement industry has one product and one message. You need the powder, the bar, the shake, or you're leaving gains on the table. That message is worth billions. It's also not supported by the physiology. Your muscles don't recognize brand names. They recognize amino acids, micronutrients, and calories. And the foods that deliver all three most efficiently aren't in the supplement aisle. They're in the cheapest section of your grocery store. They always have been. Number 1, whole eggs. The first food is one that has been praised by legendary bodybuilders, but demonized by the modern fit industry, the whole egg. And there's no mystery here. If you're looking for a cheap, complete, and powerful source of protein, you won't find anything more effective than this. For less than 20 cents, you're getting all the essential amino acids, along with choline, vitamin D, B12, iron, zinc, and the thing that scares people the most, fat. But here's the key point. The fat in the yolk is not your enemy. In fact, it might be exactly what you're missing to maximize protein absorption. Sounds exaggerated? In 2017, researchers from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition compared people who consumed egg whites after training with people who ate whole eggs. The result? Those who ate whole eggs built more muscle. The reason? Fat improves nutrient bioavailability. But it's not just about eating eggs and calling it a day. There are ways to do it wrong. Cooking them at very high heat, for example, can damage their protein structure. And if you fry them in vegetable oils like canola or soybean oil, you could be adding pro-inflammatory compounds to every breakfast. That's why old-school bodybuilders like Frank Zane and Larry Scott recommended boiling them or cooking them over low heat. Sometimes they even ate them raw. Although today that's not recommended due to bacterial risk. And now, the question everyone asks, how many eggs can I eat per day without risking my health? Well, it depends. On your age, your training level, your hormone levels, and something very few people look at, your lipid profile. Later in this same video, I'll explain how to find your safe limit without needing complicated tests.
100 grams of oats and like 30 grams of almond butter, banana, and then I add blueberries into the oats as I don't like to eat them because I don't like to eat oats either.
Number 2, oats. The second food on this list doesn't look like something from a bodybuilder's diet, but trust me, oats have been underestimated for decades. While everyone chases magical powders and protein cereals, real gym veterans know that a good portion of oats can change everything. Why? Because it's a brutal source of complex carbohydrates. And without good carbs, there's no hard training, no recovery, and definitely no muscle growth. Oats provide sustained energy, stabilize blood sugar levels, and contain beta-glucans, a special fiber that improves insulin sensitivity. And why does that matter? Because the more efficient you are at using insulin, the more nutrients go into your muscles, and the less into your belly. Fun fact, Hafthor Bjornsson, also known as the Mountain from Game of Thrones, said that his classic breakfast during competition prep was oats with peanut butter, eggs, and banana, not for trends, for results. But here's the problem. If you eat oats alone, especially with sugar or lactose-free milk, you could be creating glucose spikes and ruining their effect. The key is what you combine them with. Adding a source of healthy fat like almond butter or protein like egg whites can turn oats into a truly anabolic meal. And if you're someone who trains in the morning, this combo gives you energy, slow digestion, and a perfect metabolic state for muscle gain. Now, here's something almost no one considers. Did you know the way you prepare oats affects nutrient absorption? There's a very common cooking mistake many people make, and I'll explain it later, because you might be sabotaging their benefits every single time you boil them.
It's actually lentils. You can get 40 grams of protein from lentils for just 66 cents.
Number 3, lentils. The third food is so humble it doesn't even look like it belongs in the gym world. But if you're ignoring lentils, you're leaving muscle on the table. Yes, lentils. The food your grandma cooked in a pressure cooker turns out to be a nutritional goldmine for anyone who trains. For every 100 grams cooked, they give you around 8 to 10 grams of plant protein, along with fiber, iron, zinc, magnesium, and a slow-digesting carbohydrate profile that keeps your energy stable for hours. But here's what makes them even more interesting. When combined with brown rice or quinoa, lentils become a complete protein, containing all essential amino acids. Now listen closely. Many modern bodybuilders mock plant proteins, But did you know that Arnold Schwarzenegger himself promoted lentils and legumes during muscle recovery phases? In one of his more recent documentaries, he even states that you don't need meat at every meal to build muscle, if you know how to combine your protein sources correctly. Of course, not everything is perfect. If lentils aren't cooked properly or soaked beforehand, they can cause inflammation, gas, and heavy digestion. The solution? Soak lentils for at least 8 hours before cooking them, and cook them slowly without letting them burst. Now, here's something almost no one considers. Did you know that eating lentils every day can increase certain compounds like purines, which, if they build up, can lead to joint issues or high uric acid? Is this a real problem for people who train hard, or just another internet myth? I'll answer that later, because the real answer depends on your training intensity, your hydration, and most importantly, what else you're eating with them. Number 4, beef liver. If there's one food that divides the fitness world, it's this one, beef liver. For many, disgusting, outdated, old people food. For others, a forgotten superfood, the true natural multivitamin. And the truth is, nutritionally speaking, liver has no rival. Per 100 grams, you're getting a massive dose of high-quality protein, vitamin A, B12, zinc, heme iron, choline, copper, selenium, a list so long it almost sounds fake. It's no coincidence that bodybuilding legends like Vince Gironda considered it a key food during cutting and body recomposition phases. They called it the natural anabolic. And here's something interesting. Back in the 1970s, many bodybuilders didn't use multivitamins. Why? Because they ate liver 3 or 4 times a week, and that covered almost everything. But it's not all glory. This food can also be dangerous. Its vitamin A content is so high that, if consumed in excess, it can lead to hypervitaminosis, a condition that affects your actual liver, your vision, your skin, and even your bones. So, how much is safe? We'll get to that later, but here's a hint. More is not always better. On top of that, many people cook it wrong. They fry it until it's dry or combine it with processed fats. And that destroys its nutritional profile. The best way? Fresh liver, cooked in a non-stick pan without oil, just water and spices. And if you can't stand the taste, there's a little-known way to consume it without even noticing. A method already being used in high-performance restaurants. Later in the video, I'll tell you that trick, because if you manage to include this food, even just once a week, your body will notice, and fast. Number 5, canned tuna in water. And the last food on this list is probably the most consumed food in gyms around the world, but it's also one of the most misunderstood. We're talking about the classic canned tuna. Why is it on this list? Because it's practical, cheap, extremely high in protein, and low in fat. Perfect for cutting phases or as a fast post-workout amino acid source. In 100 grams of tuna in water, you get around 25 to 30 grams of pure protein, with an amino acid profile that's excellent for muscle recovery. It's a food that has been part of the diets of bodybuilders, boxers, wrestlers, and Olympic athletes for decades. But it's not all as clean as it looks. Tuna, especially canned tuna, can contain concerning levels of mercury. And mercury, in excess, doesn't just affect your kidneys. It can disrupt your nervous system and even your hormonal performance. In fact, the FDA recommends not exceeding 2 to 3 servings of tuna per week for healthy adults. So what's the solution? Choose your brand wisely. The best options are those that clearly state on the label, light tuna, skipjack, or listado. These varieties usually contain less mercury than the well-known white tuna or albacore. And if you can, always choose the version packed in water, not vegetable oil. Some popular brands fill their cans with low-quality oils that can cause inflammation or silently sabotage your definition. Want a real tip elite athletes actually use? Drain the tuna well, mix it with lemon juice, brown rice, and a bit of avocado. Fast, complete, and low risk. But here's the detail almost no one talks about. Not all canned tuna is regulated the same way. Some countries allow higher mercury levels per serving than others. How do you know if the brand you're eating is safe? Later, I'll show you a quick way to check. No label expertise required. Because yes, you might be consuming more heavy metals than you think. As you can see, you don't need a massive bank account or astronaut food to build muscle. You just need strategy. Because at the end of the day, it's not what you eat. It's how you use it to transform your body. And here's the crazy part. Most people who go to the gym are eating foods they think are helping them, but are actually sabotaging their progress silently. Just like there are foods that build you up, there are others that, without you realizing it, are holding you back. Top priority. We're starting strong with the foods that must be in your diet if you want to gain muscle effectively and on a budget. No luxury here, just logic. Calorie-dense foods, solid protein, cheap, easy to prepare, and easy to eat every single day without getting sick of them. The first one on this list, without question, is eggs. Eggs are a nutritional goldmine. They contain high-quality protein with all essential amino acids. They're also rich in healthy fats, choline, vitamin D, and many other micronutrients. Cheap, versatile, and ready in minutes. Scrambled, boiled, fried, omelet, however you make them, they work. And best of all, eggs are one of the most filling and accessible foods in the world. For every peso you spend, eggs give you insane value. Next up, oats, the king of complex carbs. Oats are an excellent source of long-lasting energy. They provide fiber, some protein, B vitamins, and minerals like iron and magnesium. But the real magic? They're ridiculously cheap. In many countries, for less than a few coins, you can get over 400 quality calories from oats. In shakes, cooked, pancakes, or with fruit, this is a pantry staple you should always have. Another top-tier food is whole milk. Yes, some people fear the fat, but if you're bulking, that's not a problem. Whole milk gives you quality protein, casein and whey, healthy fats, calcium, phosphorus, and the calories you need to grow. Half a liter delivers around 300 calories and 15 grams of protein. And let's be honest, it makes every shake taste 10 times better. Seriously, don't underestimate a solid shake with whole milk, oats, banana, and protein powder. And speaking of bananas, they're one of the best allies for gaining mass. Higher in calories than most fruits, rich in potassium, easy to digest, and available year-round. A kilo of bananas usually costs half as much as apples and provides double or even triple the energy of fruits like watermelon or berries. Use them in shakes, pancakes, or eat them straight as a snack. Now let's talk about pork, specifically pork loin. A lot of people ignore it, but pork loin is lean, high in protein, and often cheaper than beef, or even chicken in some regions. It has an excellent nutritional profile and tastes great when cooked properly. A solid option if you want animal protein without overspending. Of course, we can't forget the classic chicken breast. Yes, the price has gone up, but it's still a cornerstone of any muscle-building diet. Low in fat, easy to digest, and extremely versatile. Grilled, baked, sautéed, in tacos or salads, it works everywhere. It's also one of the cleanest protein sources per 100 grams. Pair it with rice or tortillas, and you've got a complete, simple, powerful meal. Next up, peanuts. A calorie bomb in the best way. They're packed with healthy fats, contain some protein, and are perfect for boosting calories when you struggle to hit your targets. Plus, they're among the cheapest nuts out there. Add a little lime and chili, and you've got the perfect between-meal snack. Now, a staple of the Latin diet, corn tortillas. Few foods are this practical. They go with everything: chicken, eggs, beans, meat, and provide easy-to-digest carbs. And from a volume perspective, it's much easier to eat 6 tortillas than 300 grams of cooked rice. That means more calories without feeling overly full. Another must-have is avocado. Yes, it's not always the cheapest, but it's an elite source of healthy fats. Rich in oleic acid, potassium, and fiber, it upgrades the calorie quality of your meals instantly. Add it to eggs, toast, rice, meat, salads. If you're bulking, avocado helps you add calories without adding a ton of food volume. And we close this category with the trick many people overlook: frozen vegetables. Think they lose nutrients because they're frozen? False. Studies show they retain most of their vitamins and minerals. They're cheap, last for months, cook in minutes, and save you when you don't have time to wash, chop, and prep. Adding them boosts nutritional quality without complicating your life. High importance. This category includes foods that are still very useful for building muscle, but have a few details that make them slightly less ideal than the previous tier. It could be because of price, how filling they are, or because they're not as versatile. That said, every one of these can play an important role if you know how to use them. We start with protein powder. It's not a food in the traditional sense, but it's a powerful tool for anyone who struggles to hit their daily protein intake. One scoop delivers around 20-25 grams of quality protein in seconds. It's perfect when you're short on time, can't cook, or just can't look at another chicken breast. And if you choose wisely, It can actually be cheaper per gram of protein than many meats. Next is high-protein milk, those fortified versions that double or even triple the protein of regular milk. They're more expensive, yes, but if you're in a phase where you need to optimize every meal without increasing food volume too much, they can help a lot. One glass can give you around 20 grams of protein with good taste and easy digestion. Now let's talk about cheese. Yes, it's calorie-dense. Yes, it can be expensive, but it's also an excellent source of protein and fat. Just 30 grams can add 100-150 calories to a meal, which is clutch when eating more feels like a chore. Plus, cheese makes almost everything taste better. Pasta, rice, eggs, vegetables, and that helps with long-term diet adherence. Then we have beef, a powerful protein packed with key micronutrients like iron, zinc, and naturally occurring creatine. It's more expensive than chicken or pork, but it's ideal for hard training phases where you want maximum nutritional density. The downside is the price, but including it 2 or 3 times a week is more than enough. Next up, cooked beans. A staple in many cultures, rich in plant protein, fiber, and carbs. They're affordable, easy to prepare, and pair well with almost anything. The only drawback is that they're very filling, which can work against you during a bulking phase when you need to eat more than your appetite wants. And we close this tier with the classic canned tuna, a practical, portable protein source with a long shelf life, perfect for school, work, or quick meals. The downside is that it's gotten more expensive in recent years, and not everyone loves the taste. But when combined well, light mayo, avocado, or on toast, it can save a lot of meals. Medium importance. Here, we enter a gray zone. Foods that aren't bad at all, but on their own, they're not the most efficient options when your goal is to gain muscle in a fast, simple, and budget-friendly way. They're complementary, useful in certain situations, but not essential. Let's start with boxed cereal. A lot of people hate on it because of the sugar, but if you choose whole grain versions and pair it with high-protein milk or a scoop of protein powder, you can build a quick, calorie-dense, functional breakfast. The issue is that on its own, it leaves you hungry again within an hour. Next are processed meats like turkey ham or low-fat sausages. They're not the cleanest protein sources, but if you need a fast meal or you're away from home, they can help you hit your numbers. Just don't rely on them as your main protein source. Think of them as a useful patch. Now let's talk about common fruits like apples, pineapple, grapes, or watermelon. They're delicious, full of vitamins and fiber, but very low in calories. Great for diet variety and micronutrients. But if you're struggling to gain weight, they won't move the needle much. Nopales also land here. High in fiber, low in calories, and nutritionally solid, but very filling. They're great as a side to add volume without calories, but they won't directly help you reach a calorie surplus. Nuts like almonds and walnuts are similar to peanuts, but significantly more expensive. They provide healthy fats and good calorie density, but the price per kilo kicks them out of the elite tier. If you can afford them, great. If not, you're not missing much by choosing peanuts instead. And finally, the classic carbs. Cooked rice and cooked pasta. They work, of course, but during a bulking phase, they can be hard to eat because they're very filling. Unless you add fats or sauces, you'll feel full quickly and struggle to hit your calorie target. That's why even though they're staples, they're not always the most efficient way to eat more. Low importance. Now we're entering the least useful territory, especially if your goal is to gain muscle without overcomplicating things or overspending. These foods aren't bad, but either they don't give you enough return, or they simply don't justify their price compared to better options. Let's start with powdered weight gainers, also known as mass gainers. Sounds tempting, 1,000 calories in one shake, but check the label. You're mostly paying a lot of money for sugar with a bit of protein. You can make the same thing at home with milk, oats, bananas, and protein powder for less than half the cost. Greek yogurt also shows up everywhere on social media. Yes, it has more protein than regular yogurt, but it's very filling and not very calorie dense. Great for cutting, not ideal for bulking because it fills you up before giving you what you actually need. Egg whites are overrated. They're pure protein, but almost no calories. If your goal is to eat more to grow, egg whites fall short. On top of that, they're usually more expensive than whole eggs and way less satisfying. Rice cakes look ultra fitness friendly, but they're low in calorie density, expensive, and don't really fill you up. There are much better ways to eat carbs without burning your budget. Salmon and berries are nutritionally excellent, but too expensive for the specific goal of bulking. If you can afford them, great. But they're not a priority. There are cheaper alternatives with very similar impact. Not useful at all tier. These are foods or products that honestly you don't need if you're trying to gain muscle intelligently. The fitness industry pushes them hard, but in practice, they offer little to nothing for what they cost. First, BCAAs. Branched chain amino acids that promise muscle growth. But if you already eat enough protein, which you should, they do absolutely nothing. Literally, it's throwing money away. They're among the most overrated supplements on the market. Next, powdered carbohydrates like maltodextrin or dextrose. Carbs are the cheapest macronutrient there is. You already have them in rice, oats, bread, fruit. There's no need to pay triple for something your kitchen already provides. And finally, the famous detox green juices. They might add some micronutrients, sure, but the idea that they detox your body is a myth. Your liver and kidneys already do that job for free. Many of these juices are expensive, not filling, and won't help you gain muscle. You're better off eating real vegetables. Building muscle isn't complicated. You don't need trendy superfoods, expensive supplements, or influencer recipes. What you need is consistency, solid training, and real food. Eggs, oats, milk, tortillas, bananas. That's what builds strong bodies. Now you know which foods to prioritize, which to use as support, and which to avoid. So the next time someone tells you that you need expensive products to grow, you already know what to say. I eat what works, not what looks good on Instagram. And if you want to go deeper into the world of bodybuilding, don't miss my next video, where I break down how often professional bodybuilders actually use steroids, how they do it, and the risks they're quietly facing. Click here and learn the truth very few dare to talk about. See you there.